This is your Barbados Today morning news update for Tuesday, December the 18th. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news at this hour, the state-owned Barbados Water Authority is sticking to its guns that local construction firm Innotech Services Limited uprooted the community tanks from water-scarce districts in the island specifically to sell them so it could help recoup some of the millions of dollars owed to it by the authority. Both BWA Chairperson Leo Dean Worrell and General Manager Keith Roy Halliday maintained the position in light of an email that came into the possession of Barbados Today Monday afternoon, which appeared to suggest that it was the BWA which actually gave instructions to Innotech to remove the tanks for the purpose of sanitizing them. Now, former manager of the recently disbanded Corporate Communications and Rapid Response Unit of the BWA, Joyon Haig, told Barbados Today Monday she had given Innotech Services verbal instructions to remove, sanitize, and reinstate all the community tanks during the weeks leading up to Christmas, as was the standard practice under the program since 2016. And in an email dated November the 16th, 2018, addressed to the BWA and to Haig's attention, project manager of Innotech Services David Tomlinson confirmed the verbal instructions. But the Water Authority chairperson was adamant that the timing of those instructions was totally unrelated to last week's action by Innotech to take up the tanks which it had leased to the BWA for the supply of potable water to northern parishes of Barbados, which had been experiencing chronic outages or shortages.
If I understand what you're saying is that there's nothing unusual in Innotech having picked up the tanks because it's customary that the tanks be picked up around this time? Is that what you're asking? And the answer to that is absolutely not. Mr. Halliday was very, very clear that in speaking with Mr. Tony De Silva, right, Mr. De Silva indicated that he was picking up those tanks for the purposes of non-payment.
Meanwhile, General Manager Halliday said the letter from Innotech confirming the instructions to remove the community tanks does not exist in the records of the Waterworks Company. In other news now, conflicting reports are emerging as to whether the dispute at the Bridgetown port involving registered taxi operators and management of the facility has in fact been settled. Yesterday, the Bridgetown Port Inc. released a statement saying they had reached a resolution with the two Seaport Taxi representative bodies, that's the Seaport Union and the Bridgetown Port Taxi Cooperatives. However, outspoken treasurer of the Bridgetown Port Taxi Services Limited, Villeneuve Graves, told Barbados Today the issue remains unresolved.
We need to have a conversation even before they implement. They're just throwing something at us. They're reacting. They know they want a dispatch system. Leave them and told them what type of dispatch system we need. They never got back to us. They said because we did not agree as two taxi organizations. That doesn't make any sense. That don't make sense. And it's not going to work.
There's been a 10% decrease in house fires in Barbados so far for the year. But with 5 fires for the month of December already recorded up to Monday, Acting Chief Fire Officer Henderson Patrick is reminding residents to abide by safety practices during the Christmas season. His comments came after a fire wreaked havoc in King William Street, the city, on Sunday night to the misfortune of 2 family businesses and 3 homes. He said that 75 private dwellings were hit by fire in 2017 compared to 70 this year.
Generally, the persons in Barbados have been paying attention. Our fires over the last 3 years, the private dwelling house fires have been trending down just about 3% or so annually. Currently, we are at 10% below where we were at the end of last year, and that's we would not like to move from that particular point.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust. Welcome back with news from the region now. The Bahamas government has confirmed that a 61-year-old man has died from the H1N1 influenza, otherwise known as swine flu. Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands, who was unable to provide any specifics about the case, said the death occurred last week. The Health Minister said there was no need for alarm given the recent death. In more regional news now, 3 men in Antigua who shot at police at a school last week will spend Christmas and the New Year behind bars. We pick up the story in this ABS News report.
Giovanni Simon, Asoni Benjamin and Tyreek John appeared before Magistrate Nayo Emmanuel at the All Saints Magistrates Court Monday morning. The men were remanded to Her Majesty's prison until committal proceedings set for March 27, 2019. They are jointly charged with breaking and larceny, shooting with intent, and 2 counts of possession of firearm and ammunition. Bail was not discussed as an option during the hearing, since magistrates do not have the jurisdiction to offer bond for firearm-related offences. The 3 men, while being escorted, appeared agitated following the magistrate's ruling. Here we see an unapologetic Giovanni Simon flashing our news team cameras with the obscene gesture of the finger as he boarded the bus back to 1735. That's where he will be spending the Christmas holidays and the first quarter of 2019 until committal proceedings.
And on the international scene, former FBI Director James Comey on Monday accused U.S. President Donald Trump of undermining the rule of law in the United States by lying about the FBI, and he urged Republican lawmakers to stand up and speak the truth about Trump's behavior.
So another day of Hillary Clinton's emails and the Steele dossier. This while the President of the United States is lying about the FBI, attacking the FBI, and attacking the rule of law in this country. How does that make any sense at all? Republicans used to understand that the actions of a president matter, the words of a president matter, the rule of law matters, and the truth matters. Where are those Republicans today? People who know better, including Republican members of this body, have to have the courage to stand up and speak the truth, not be cowed by mean tweets or fear of their base. There is a truth, and they're not telling it. Their silence is shameful.
And that's news. But for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Now, you can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media 99.3 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.